Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Al Shai Bashem Rakakwadash Shalom to the 144,000. The rest of you elect out there, Shalom to you all. I'm going to entitle this video, Why is it so hard to understand this prophecy? And I'm talking about the MOTB. So you have a video here put up by GMS South Carolina 08. It says, stop saying the shot is the mark of the beast, which is the jump shot. Now they have this guy Fauci. They're grilling him, the Senate committee or whatever it's called, the senators and Congress people grilling him about that he's covering up, that they really were behind it, and then the 6 feet from each other, they just made it up. And basically, they put it out there, so it's coming out. They had it all pretty much most of the day live, but you got to get these different sites, alternative news sites, to cut up what he said and what the Congress people had, confronted, mainly the Republicans, and they were saying, because a lot of the Republicans didn't accept it, the Democrats did, but then the Republicans started accepting it. Like the first thing that Trump said when it came out, that it was a hoax. Then he never said that again. Then he got it. Then he's, the president, they have access to the best food that you can eat, the best doctor. So how can they get it? And you had homeless people, no reports of homeless people getting it. Average people, poor people, middle class people. So it was all BS. So it's coming out now, and then that goes. That made me think of when I was watching yesterday with Fauci. I was thinking about the Israelites that did say go ahead and get it. The major IUIC, ISUPK. I mentioned ISUPK. The leader of ISUPK said he didn't say get it if you want to. He said go out and get it. Go out and get it. Then there was a campaign of you don't want to get it because you're scared of needles. So the truth has come out. Now, when you have members of the GMS come to me, what we got to do, I'm going to lose my job. I said, look, I get another job. Trust in the Most High. This is the time to trust in the Most High. I said, don't get it. I said, I wouldn't get it. And if you do get it, it's on you. It's on you. If you just decide, if somebody said, oh, I don't know, I don't want to be in the truth no more. And I said, well, the Most High going to destroy you. But if you do leave the truth, then it's on you. But anyway, part of this, I wanted to put this in the title too. Something to have to do with being blinded, or not having understanding, or taking a bribe. The MOTB, the mark of the beast, is the most one of four prophecies. The last handful of prophecies, the MOTB is a major end time prophecy, along with the fulfillment of the Lord and the angels coming back to deliver the elect. We're not dealing with the community. The Lord Yahweh Shai is not coming back to save the community. Yahweh Shai is coming back to deliver or redeem the elect. Most High is only dealing with the elect. The elect consists of the 144,000, 12,000 out of each tribe, and the rest of the 1/3 in America. I'm not talking about the 1/3 on the planet. When you're talking about Israelites in a whole, it's not talking about 1/3 of Israelites. It's talking about 1/3 of the Israelites in America and scattered around the world. Sparsely scattered around the world, because the main deliverance is going to come out of America. That's why all the 12 tribes are here. So anyway, I was watching some of this video, concerning this subject, and you had this bug out, and this guy put this long, I should call it dissertation, so goddamn long. Anytime you got a guy that puts a long comment, don't even read it. You might read the first sentence or two, but it's going to be a lot of what we call word salad, a lot of nonsense. A man that has no understanding. Let me see. Okay, so he's saying the jumper, which is the max, the jump shot jumper, it's all in the food. Right, it is. So now you got to trust in the Most High. Everything, and I'm not saying for the people to take the C-hip, don't take that either. But if you think about the Lord going to be doing all the destruction to Babylon, and the Lord said, the storehouses shall be empty, and the spoiled houses. You see, I'm already getting delirious reading this. And you got the chip to go get food, and why you gotta take the little stuff I got, and you have the chip. You can tell a Negro wrote this, to go get more food, and the Lord said it was already kindled, meaning on fire. Why no, whatever.
Into Babylon. And the Lord said the storehouses shall be empty, and that people were gonna spoil your house.
Yeah, so he got it all messed up. Let me come back. Let me come back here. See what else is here. Yeah, I'm not gonna read all this word salad. I know I might not be like after this, but the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he got that from the men of GMS. He didn't get it from IUIC. Let's just say that. Put this on my spirit a long time ago, when the jumper being the mark. I don't have to read no more. When the jumper being the mark, I want to say I'm not paid to say this. There's a disclaimer. Don't work for no man. I work for the Lord. The Lord. Thee. The Lord. Always did, but when I was about 12 years old, oh boy. I mean, you can watch this video. But the guy's confused. He thinks that the jump shot is the MOTB. The jump shot is not the MOTB. Now, they did say if you don't got it, you got to have the card in order for you to go to restaurants. You can go to supermarkets, but you had to wait on a long line. I remember I had to do this every other day. You know, I had to go to certain places, and you had to get on it. You had to have your mask on, and you had to wait on a line. And you had lines with 50 people. You had lines with 25 people. I went to one particular Target pretty much every day, every other day, and put the mask on. And I remember in that particular Target, you had certain people that didn't have the mask, and they were always Edomites. There's one guy, this guy didn't have no mask on. Nobody said nothing. Nobody said a damn. They didn't say that he walk around with no mask on. Esau could do that. Jake can't do that, man. Remember when it first came out, you had Jakes beating up other Jake for not wearing the mask. But when they saw the police, the NYPD. The NYPD was jumping people that wasn't wearing the mask, and they didn't have masks on. So you want to talk about confusion? You know these guys, they call them plain clothes. They're not undercover, they're plain clothes, and they'll jump out of them black cars, and they'll see somebody with no mask, and they'll beat the shit out of them. And they're not wearing masks. I remember when we had the camp, you had a plain clothes pass by with no mask looking at us to see if we had masks on. We ain't had no goddamn mask on. Made sure we were social distance. And we saw right through that shit. Why didn't Why didn't the IUI see right through it? Why didn't the ISUPK see right through it? Because they said to get it. Johanna said, go ahead and get them. And I got the receipts. I got the receipts. Bishop Nathaniel said, get it if you have to. I got the receipts. Okay? See, one thing, if I say something, if I say it emphatically, and I say, that's what this guy said, trust and believe, I got the receipts, my brother. I got the receipts. And we're going to have the receipts when the true mark, not the jump shot, when that prophecy is fully fulfilled, when that hour, the time of temptation, the hour of testing come, Revelation 3 verse 10, that's when you're going to scramble and say, oh, if you listen closely, oh, morons, I did say the mark. No, you did not, because we got the receipts. We got the receipts that you said different. Well, anyway, it's yet for you to say what you're going to say. But we have the receipts of us constantly saying for years, it's going to, then there shall be noted there has been prophets among them, that we've been saying it since we got on YouTube, talking about the MOTB and what it means and what it is. It's a micro C hip. So you got people that are bugging out because they say it's a jump shot, they say it's this, they say it's sin in all of its forms, they say it's an embargo. Some of them say it's the embargo, it's religion, it's Zabak said it's John 3:16. Or Zabak said, a priest of Zabak said it's John 3:16 and it's this, it's that, and it's the chip too. What the hell is that? What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? That's why these guys have no business out there teaching, because they're false teachers. They're false teachers. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of precepts, or mostly give you precepts. Now, the reason now, either they can't see it, or they won't see it. That's the top topic right there. Either they can't see it, or they won't see it, and I'm talking about the MOTB. I believe that they see it. I believe that they know it. I believe that Bishop Nathaniel knows that the MOTB is the micro C hip, Maybe because of his pride when he said it wasn't, now that it's here, because he kind of hinted on it. He said, they're going to give you a chip too. Well, wait a minute, you didn't say that 10 years ago or whatever, 8 years ago. You kind of sneaking that in there. You guys are false prophets. And what gets you the people to follow you is you package your thing nice. Jake, like I say this all the time. I say it anytime I get ready. Jake finds a religion like they buy in a car. If it looks good on the outside, the system is bumping, what the rims look like, they're gonna get the car. He's Edomite dude. He might be driving a F-250 or whatever. Them guys, them pickup truck Edomites. They go to get a car. Guess what? They're bringing their mechanic with them. They're bringing two mechanics. They a weekend mechanic. They damn self. They're bringing out the code scanner. They're bringing out all kind of tools. Which I have all these different tools. When I get a car, I can put the computer in, get a code scanner, see if any codes come up. The Cadillac converter's bad. That could cost you a couple $1,000s or whatever the case may be. Or the starter's not 100%, but a starter's not that expensive. Alternator, whatever. Or you got a short, whatever. See, Jake don't do that. If the car look good and the smell got that new car smell and the system is bumping, or what's the system like? This is a system. Boom. Alpine, whatever the brand name is. And this is it, man. Look at them rims, bro. Oh man, I gotta get this motherfucker. And then next week, you fucking get broken down and you realize that you got an electrical short. And there's not too many mechanics that would, if you got electrical short, they don't like dealing with it because it could take you you can find it in 5 hours or a month. I had a car that had a short, which one guy had it for a month. He specialized in electrical. He said he couldn't find it. And I told him where the fuck it might be, and he didn't look there, man. And I took it to this other mechanic, and they sat on that shit. Because when you tell them, I believe it's right here, to give you a hint. Well, don't tell me you're not a mechanic. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I said, okay, you do it do it the hard way. I told you where the fucking short was, but you want to check in the front of the car. You want to check to the back of the car. So I left it with these Simeonites. The guy had it for a month, but they take their time with it. In about a month and a week, it was done. He found it, and the nigga only charged me $350. I said, damn. But the other dude, mechanic, which I've been knowing for years, he said, well, then when you go to the next mechanic, if they find it, they're gonna charge you about at least $1,000. But the guy, found it and all that. But Jake will buy a car that looked good, the sound system pumping. He wondered why the car breaking down, not realizing that it could be the computer. It could be the what do you call it? The module, damn, what is it? The body control module. You might not have a short. It could be a short and a body control module, and you can open that bad boy up and weld the broken wires, and the shit will work brand new. There's tricks to the trade. But see, Jake doesn't understand that because Jake looks at things from the outside. I be noticing these women. I'm gonna get into the subject. I be noticing these women, and all these women got big butts. And you can tell that they got that's a topic. You can tell that they got a BBL. You can tell that they got a BBL, man. And you don't want, I said, I don't want to get no chick. Because back in the day, there were no BBL. Women didn't get no, they had a natural big butt or they didn't have a natural big butt. Now everybody and their mama got a big butt. And this one who did this. This one guy did a video going into the celebrities got the BBLs, and the one guy was getting on what's her name, Doja Cat, and he said, yeah, she looked like she's wearing diapers, and they were showing. I said, damn, that looked like a flesh diaper. Look like a fucking. These women are out of fucking control. Stay away from these fucking women, man. Hey, do what Paul said. Don't deal with no woman, man. Just deal with it until the kingdom, because you don't know what that motherfucker might have been born a boy. This one chick I used to deal with, when I first met her, she said, when I was born a boy, and I was gonna beat that bitch, and I knew she wasn't no boy, because you can tell if a woman was a guy. There's something about their body. Their body ain't right, But her body was, she had the woman's body. She was just bullshitting, right? But I kind of looked, I said, I'm gonna fuck you up. We was out there in the street. I was gonna beat the shit out of her in the street. But she was an actual woman. But anyway, let me get into the subject. Now, there's one of two reasons why you can't see this major prophecy. Is number one, you can't see it because the Most High had blinded you not to see it, or you can see it clearly, but you got a bag. It's possible that Hebrew Israelites get bags. How do we know that? Let me give you an example. Tazadakia, the God-sent comforter. He definitely got a bag. But what did he do? What happened to him? The Most High took him out. He was in his 40s. And he took him out on April Fool's Day, the 1st of April. And then about a week before that, you can watch San Miguel TV, and he's the Hebrew Israelite killer. And he got all of it because he was done wrong by you was done wrong by Tazadakia. But see, that doesn't give you any you have no reason to get on any other camp. Last camp you did, you was getting on the IUIC. The IUIC didn't do nothing negative to you. GMS didn't do nothing negative to you. What the hell you getting on us for? Like we all do the same thing. If you was a part of GMS and you had the school in Florida and something, your toilet went and y'all can't afford it, and y'all say, well, we need X amount of money, we would say, well, yeah, brother, no, we got the money, yeah, we'll send it to you, whatever the case may be. Or maybe you got part of the money and, hey, look, a lot of things that I did, I came out of my own pocket. You know, when I was a student coming up, you know, in the school, I made signs. I purchased the stuff with my money. I didn't say, well, give me money to buy it. No, I gave, we used to have a microphone system. I used to buy the mics and all that. So if this is coming from your heart, you're going to come out your pocket. But at the same time, if you got a major job and you paying tithes, of course, they're supposed to help you, you know? But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Anyway, I put a bunch of precepts together. The blind, right? So I added some scriptures they don't understand. So either you're blind or you don't understand, or you're really not blind, you see, but you pretend not to see. Let me just give you a couple of precepts in this right here, this list on the blind, and then I'm going to mostly give you precepts on understanding. Because part of this gospel, the defense of the gospel is to rebuke them that are going off, all right? So when we rebuke the IUIC, for example, that means they're clearly going off. And the scriptures say in rebuke a wise man, he will become wiser. Right? There's a lot of precepts on the rebuke. You know, you rebuke a fool and he hates you. I'm just paraphrasing. I'm not going to go into them scriptures right now. I may go into them scriptures in this video or do it on another video. When somebody's going off, you say, look, you're going off. You should consider, why is he telling me that I'm going off? When we say IUIC and also ISUPK, when they say the MOTB is an embargo, it's talking about nations and corporations and nations, and it's not talking about people, then they turn around and say it's talking about people, it's sin, it's an embargo, it's this, it's that. You got some people, this clown right here saying that it's the jump shot. But this guy right here, I don't believe he's wicked. I just believe he just lost. You know? And this guy, we don't even really talk about him. He's so far gone. Just like GOCC. When was the last time we got on GOCC? GOCC is so gone, it ain't no point in even talking about him. I gotta see this video. IUIC Bishop botches parable of Lazarus and Israelites burning in hell in another dimension. Yeah, Bishop Nate, I don't know if they told him to teach this hell thing to get more people to follow him. I don't know with the back. You gotta ask him. I don't know what's going on. Or maybe he actually believes it. So I gotta watch this. I may even play a little bit on this particular video, but it's going into a different subject. And as soon as I found out that the IUIC was teaching that there's a hell that you can burn in, Israelites will burn in hell forever and ever for the trillions and trillions of years. You're just going to be engulfed in flames for trillions and trillions of years. That's ludicrous. It's stupid. Like I said, there's no way this man being in the school is going to push this nonsense unless he's bugged out in his mind or he took a bag. Because remember, Comfy started teaching that. He made a statement. He said, when you go to hell, you're going to meet Apollyon, and the first thing that Apollyon is going to do is he's going to punch you in the face, and he's going to put you in hell. And them people stayed there and believe it. So they get what they got. So you got a lot of bug outs. This guy is a major bug out. And we don't even really talk about this guy. He's so gone, you just leave him there. Anyway, let me give you some precepts. Okay, I'm gonna go right here. Precepts to live by. Now listen to this. Ecclesiastes 20 verse 29. Presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise. Who are the wise? The ones that know these prophecies. They know about this prophecy, that prophecy, the MOTB. But if somebody says, I don't want you to teach that prophecy, so I'm going to give you a bag. I'm going to give you a blank. I'm going to give you a blank money order. You cannot, but please, Deacon, what's his name? Athun. What's his name? ASAP. As soon as possible. Please do me a favor. Make a video and go to the post office or go to 7-Eleven or any place and get a money order where it's blank, where you can put in the amount that you want to put in. Please do that. The scriptures say, prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. It's impossible for you to get to go anywhere and say, I like a money order with it blank, where I can put whatever price that's on it. You give me one place that's possible. Huh? It's impossible. You cannot go to the post office. The best money order to get is a postal money order. Okay, because it's federal. You go to the post office, you say, I like a money order. The person said, well, how much do you want it for? If you say 50, it's going to cost you 50 plus the extra $2 or whatever. If you say, I want it blank, I don't know what I want it blank. I may put 1,000, I may put 50, I may put 200. They're going to explain to you, sir, that it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. If I gave you a blank money order and you wrote down $1,000, are you going to come back the next day and pay me? So that doesn't make any fucking sense. If you're going to say something, think through it. It says presents, and then he calls us, we're shaking people down, we're getting all kind of money, but we're bums. How can you be a bum? That's oxymoronic. How can you be a bum and have all kind of money? Don't make no sense. If somebody's a homeless bum on the street, and the rich uncle dies and gives this guy $1 million, guess what? His life changes overnight. It says presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, the ones that know, and stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove. You heard that? In other words, part of the gospel is, if a guy's going off, you're supposed to reprove them. All right? You're supposed to reprove them. Let me come back over here. Like this guy right over here. When he first came out, we reproved him. We really don't got to reprove that guy no more. Anybody that comes across this guy and follow this guy, you get what you got coming. The IUIC is a major group. They always putting up videos. They're putting up videos. They're all over the place. And they teaching that, they teaching falsehoods, I'll say. The MOTB is not the micro C hip. Hell is a real place. Oh, you can only have one wife. If you have a woman, you come in the truth with your woman. If she don't become the Israelite, you got to cut her off. At one time it was 6 months. Now it's I think it's a year. If you commit adultery, you get, depending on your rank, if you commit adultery, you get a year off, and then you get to come back. so you can commit adultery again. Then you get another year off. But if you have a lower rank and you commit adultery, no, you out. You can't come back. So that's partiality. That's favoritism. So that's based upon merit. There's a thing called meritocracy. Like you got a guy that's a war hero in America, and he rapes a little girl. They let him go because but he was a war hero. Or they let cops go. They give cops a break because they're cops. So that's a merit. That's called a meritocracy. Read that. It's based upon the merits that you do. So let me come back over here. It says presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, the ones that know these scriptures, and stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove. So he sees that this guy's going off. Let's say an ABC Israelite group, the leader, he's committed adultery with half of the women in the congregation. And there's another Israelite group. There's guys that left the group and joined the other group that said this guy, he be popping all them women, man. And he don't, under secret, he's popping all these guys' wives. And then we say something about it, or we choose not to say something about it. That means we most likely took a bag, or we like the guy, whatever the case may be. So the priest, whatever his title is, Alazar, said that we just see you getting on Bishop Nate because you jealous. Now, when we get on Bishop Nate, when we get on about the mark, about hell, about a whole lot of different things, shouldn't you be doing the same thing? Shouldn't you be saying Tahar is right? Tahar is right. Doesn't say that. Does not say that, man. Okay, you can say, oh, you jealous, but rebuke that guy. Okay, yeah, Tahar is jealous. Okay, but Tahar is correct. Please say that. Please say that. Have enough common courtesy to say that, but Tahar is right. Tahar is jealous, but Tahar is correct about what he's saying. That's the thing. What I'm saying when I rebuke these guys, am I just making it up? Because that's bearing false witness. That's false accusations. That's a slanderer. Like this guy, well, a lot of them say that we rape little 6-year-old girls, and we rape little 6-year-old boys. But they'll tell you right after they'll tell you that, they'll look at their fringes and say, keep the laws, keep the laws, keep the laws, and you break one of the top 10. Slanderer, which is a false witness or false accusation. So the Most High gonna clean up this mess. The Most High getting ready to stop this party or this madness, man. So let me come on back. Where am I? Give you another one. I'm not going to cover this whole list. And this is Samuel, the prophet. 1 Samuel 12, verse 3. Behold, here I am, witness against me before Yahweh and before his anointed. Whose ox have I taken? Or whose ass have I taken? Or whom have I defrauded? Whom have I oppressed? Torn to be shaken down as men for money. No, that's exactly. Hey, Gedaliah, remember Gedaliah? He was the henchman to get the money. He said that. He said them guys had me shake people down for money. They ain't giving enough. Shake them down. That's what Gedaliah said. Or of whose hand have I received any bribe to blind my eyes therewith, and I will restore it you. That's why Tazadakia, the so-called God-sent comforter, they told him, look, say that you're the God-sent comforter. These suckers will believe it. Tell them that Mary never had sex with Joseph. Mary never had children, period. She was called an ever virgin. Everything that they changed was right. I said, that's Roman Catholic. Who were the people that rebuked, and what group rebuked the ICGJC? It was every week. This had to be before Al-Azhar even came into the truth, or right when he was young, coming into it. Every week we were going back and forth. We wasn't going into dealing with IUIC too, but not like we were dealing with the ICGJC. We were saying you're going off on this, you're going off. Every week we would go back and forth. They would make a counter video, we make a video, back and forth, back and forth. And we were doing that with the IUIC when the IUIC had a skeleton crew. They didn't have them pretty garments. We were getting on them. So now, if I look at a group that's wait a minute, I shouldn't say anything about TD Jakes. See, you talking about TD Jakes because you jealous. Remember, the way Jake buys a car, the way Jake looks for a religion is the same way he buys a car. Okay. So this is Samuel saying, he said, did I rip anybody off? Did I treat anybody bad? You speak now. And what the answer was, matter of fact, let me go to the context. Let me read the context. And Samuel said to all Israel, behold, I have hearkened unto your voice, and all that ye said unto me, and have made a king over you, which was Saul at the time. And now behold, the king walketh before you, and I am old and gray-headed, and behold, my sons are with you, and I have walked before you from my childhood unto this day. So he was dedicated. He was like Jeremiah. Came into this thing when he was a child. I'm going right here. And they said, thou hast not defrauded us, nor oppressed us, neither hast thou taken aught of any man's hand. And he said unto them, Yahweh is witness against you, and his anointed is witness this day, that ye have not found aught in my hand. So he got the witnesses. He said, look, did I rip anybody off? Nah, man, nah. You straight up and down, nah. And they answered, he is witness. And Samuel said to the people, it is the Lord Yahweh that advanced Moses and Aaron, and that brought you your fathers up out of the land of Egypt. So the main point is right here. He said, did I rip anybody off? Now's the time to speak. Now, if people don't speak and then they say after the fact, oh, you did that, I said, well, why didn't you bring it up? I remember when I had to camp in the One West days, and I used to do this every Saturday, man. I used to say, anybody got a problem with me? Anybody got a problem with anybody else in the camp? Speak now. And I would say that, Apostle Gabar will tell you that. And nobody had a problem. Then behind the scenes, there was fucking major, this guy said this and he don't like the way you look at it. It was a lot. And all the motherfuckers fell off. All of them, except for two people. Apostle, because Ricard wasn't in the camp at that time. Apostle Gabar and Bishop Nathaniel was a part of that group. And Bishop Nathaniel was an emotional wreck. He pulled me to the side. He said, I said, yeah, what's your problem, brother? He said, I remember he looked at me, he said, you don't appreciate me. I said, what? I don't what? I don't who? I don't appreciate you. Yeah, you don't appreciate me. You never said anything good about me. I said, I got 50 motherfucking guys, man. Then I looked at him, I pat him on the back. I said, I appreciate you, brother. Then he had a big smile on it. He had the Chester Cat smile on his face. So I remember the dude, you know? So anyway, let me give you another precept. I don't remember what all these precepts. Some of them I'm familiar with, but a lot of them I'm not. Let me see. Anyway, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me go into this one. I just put these together. They don't understand. Either you don't understand or you took the bag. Either way, if you're teaching the people that the MOTB is something other than a micro C hip, it's clear that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is not dealing with you, because that's what it is. It ain't might be. We might be wrong. We think we got it, but we couldn't know. That's the MOTB, Revelation 13 and 16 and 17, is talking about the technology called the micro C hip, Neuralink, so you can understand. Oh, when you put Neuralink into that Greek grammatic calculator, the thing that comes out up is a mark of the beast, 666 666. Anyway, it says they don't understand. So Job 32 and 9, we should know what that means. Great men are not always wise. Let's see if I'm correct. Great men are not always wise, neither do the age understand judgment. So back, when One West was the One West, you had the seven. None of them taught. When they taught that about the MOTB, they said it was talking about you fighting for Esau. If it's in your head, that means you're for Esau. If it's in your hand, that means you gonna fight for Esau. That's how they broke it down. That's how Ariel broke it down. And when I said, nah, they ain't talking about that. Talking about the chip. And like I said this before, a couple of days ago, I pulled High Priest Ariel to the side. It was just me and him, and I said, could the MOTB be an actual device that they put in your hand or in your forehead? And he said, I said, remember, like it was yesterday. He said, yes, they're going to put something. Yes, that's true, but they're not going to have time to do it. Because remember, back then we were saying this place is going out in the year 2000. Remember? He said, yes, that is true. That's what it means. But they're not going to have enough time to do it, which means it makes the Most High a false prophet. Most High makes it. What if we still here and we grow old and die and America's never destroyed? That means the Most High is a false prophet. And we know the Most High is not a false prophet or a false God. Like in the movie King David with Richard Gere, Richard Queer, you had the guy that played King Saul, and somebody said they were talking about Samuel, and one of the Saul's men said, "What if Samuel is a false prophet?" Then the guy that played King Saul said, "If Samuel's a false prophet, then I'm a false king." That was a good comeback, because Samuel anointed him to be king. So the guy that said that, shut the fuck up. If you go and watch that, I remember that. Which is not in the scriptures. That's called, what is it called? The hell is it called? Creative license. That's what that's called. Look that up. So it says, great men are not always wise, neither do the age understand judgment. So just because we came under them teachers, under the seven, that don't mean that they were always wise. And it said not always wise. Most of the time they're wise. Sometimes they're not wise. That's why your attitude that you got to have is as a church of Berea. Whatever Paul told the church of Berea, they checked. They said, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, we see that. Then they would go and check to verify it. Trust, but verify. You do that in life. You do that in life. Your woman tell you something, you trust her, but you verify. Everybody say this, that, and the third, you trust, but you verify. All right, Psalm 14:2. Let's see what that says. I know what 1 says. Let's see what the second chapter says. Yahweh looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek the Most High. So you got a lot of these one Westers that do have a lot of understanding, but they go off on things. Major thing is the MOTB, which is right at the door, not even around the corner, right at the door. Now you got these Yah Israelites and Old Testament only Israelites, these other different Israelite groups. They don't know what's going on. You know, they're so far gone. Like GOCC. GOCC is pretty much a Christian organization. That's why one of the main elders left, the brother Elder Gabar. Now he has a page called Men Go. It's a acronym, Men Going God's Way. I think that's MGW or something like that. Men going God's way. And they were begging him to stay. He said, "No, I'm not with this." He saw something. He said, "This ain't right." You leave an organization when you see something ain't right. So let's move on. Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundation of the earth is out of course. Who doesn't know or understand? Esau doesn't know and understand. That's why Tucker Carlson is a smart man, Edomite man, or if he is an Edomite, he could be a Jake. He was taken aback when he came down to the camp on 34th Street. When we going into the scriptures, you can see him bend, and I showed you in the previous video. He was bent in looking at the precepts, and he made two statements that stuck out. He said, "But why am I going?" Because he acknowledged it. He said, "Well, what if that's true? I'm going into slavery." He said, "But why am I going into slavery?" Then he said, "If you're an Edomite, there's nothing you can do." So he fully understood when we broke down to him what an Edomite is. He's not dim-witted. Look that word up. He's not dim-witted. It don't take 2 hours. He try to tell Jake, about Esau, and they can't see it. My man saw it. He said, if you're an Edomite, there's nothing you can do. So he fully understood who Edomites are, the descendants of the Edomites. Even Google knows what an Edomite looks like. Google tell you what an Edomite looks like. It looks like Mitch Miller. There's a little joke. Shia, he said something about Mitch. He said, "You an Edomite looking like Mitch Miller." So somebody said, "Who's Mitch Miller?" And Yeshaya said, "A famous Edomite." Mitch Miller when I was a kid, he was a conductor. He had a TV show. You had Lawrence Welk. You had Mitch Miller, which these are Edomites that had these stupid shows on Channel 9 in the New York area. Okay, this is Psalm 92, verse 6. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. A stupid man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. So you talk to Jake and you talk like a Christian. Christians are brutish men and a bunch of damn fools. You'll tell them that we're the Israelites. Well, no, we can't be the Israelites. Israelites is over there in the land of Israel and white people over there. And besides, the Lord came for everybody. He came for John so loved, for God so loved the world, John 3:16. Then you try to explain that the Greek word is, the word there is cosmos. What is cosmos? I don't know what it means. I mean, when you talk to a Jake that's a Christian, look at him like he's a fucking complete nincompoop. Then when it says the Gentiles, it just says the Gentiles right here. Then you explain to them that the Gentiles are Israelites, and they can't. And you got to be there for hours trying to make like them churches. Yeah, IUIC in the church blitz, which was a complete failure. Now I give them credit. I rarely give IUIC credit. I give them credit for going out there. They went on out there. But what happened? Nothing. They didn't get one person. They went to 1,000 different churches. They didn't get one person coming from them churches, man. But then they would stay out there for an hour, and then the church would call the cops on them. What does it say in Matthew 10? If they do not accept your peace, and not so many words, take your peace back from you. It doesn't say stay out there for 2 hours and curse them out. And when the cops come, show them the law. It doesn't say that. They would have kicked me out of the IUIC a long time ago. Just like they kicked us out. Just like they kicked us out in they wanted to kick us out. And then they eventually kicked out Mo because they really didn't want Mo, their plans was to get rid of Mo anyway. Because he no longer teaches that Marshall is King David. None of them camps do. ISUPK don't believe that. I could be wrong. They can say, well, that's a lie, we do, but that's okay. All right, I'll take that back. Zabak, I don't know about him, whether he believes Marshall is King David, because Marshall is in the spiritual realm. And you know what High Priest Ariel look like, High Priest Yaquab, King Marshall, Yeshaya. There's videos on him, a couple of videos on him, Kazak recently, Lahab, Shaw. It's hard to find anything with Shaw. I got videos of Shaw, but I got to find them. But we here at GMS introduce you to our teachers. None of them camps did that. Anytime you see a video with Marshall on it, or High Priest Ariel, whatever, you best believe the origins of that video came from GMS putting it up on YouTube. Psalm 94:8, understand ye brutish, which means stupid, among the people, and ye fools, when will ye be wise? So when we tell Jake about the MOTB, about this, that, and the third, if we say the IUIC is going off, or the ISUPK is going off, or Zabak is going off, or Sakari is going off, we're not going to say they just going off. And somebody said, well, where they going off on? They just going off. Just trust me. No. We say they go off on this. They teach this, that, and the third, and that's against the scriptures. That's part of our job, to reprove and rebuke. And that's part of your job if you are truly a man of the Lord. Psalms 119 and 100, and that's a psalm. That's this longest psalms in the book, in the scriptures. And it's all centered around the law. You want to deal with scriptures focusing on the law, go to Psalms 19. It said, I understand more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts. Precepts mean the laws. Precepts also mean the verses that you read out of the Bible. Right, what I'm giving you right now is precepts. If I'm giving you a law, that's also a precept. Proverbs 1 and 6. Let's see what that says. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. Proverbs 1 and 6. Let me do it this way. How did I just do? Okay, let me do it this way. See if it comes up. Okay, to understand a proverb and the interpretation. When you get into the scriptures are written in code. The words of the wise and their dark sayings, the prophetic parts of the scriptures. Daniel 2, Daniel 7, the books of Ezekiel, or the book of Ezekiel, the book of Isaiah, the book of Jeremiah. There's prophecies, Jeremiah and Isaiah. Some of those prophecies took place not too many years from the time that Isaiah wrote it. Others took place, are yet to take place. Jeremiah, there's prophecies that are yet to take place. Isaiah, there's prophecies that are yet to take place. But like I said, some of those prophecies did take place 100 years, 200 years after the time that they wrote it. So you got scholars, right? If you go, Christian scholars, if you go to, let's say, Daniel 7, when it gives you the beast, and it mentions the beast diverse from the others, they'll say it's the Roman Empire, but they won't say it's also America and the NATO and the EU. They'll just say it's the Roman Empire. They don't understand that the Roman Empire is back. We're living under the authority of the Roman Empire, but it's not called the Roman Empire. Okay, Proverbs. Let me put the V there. Put the V right here. Okay, Proverbs. Where am I? Okay, Proverbs, I'm sorry. Evil men understand not, but they that seek Yahweh understand all things. Evil men understand not, but they that seek Yahweh understand all things. So you're supposed to know all the scriptures. Eat this roll and go out and teach the house of Israel. Revelation, the chapter 10, around about the 10th verse. Take the little book and eat it. In thy mouth it shall be sweet as honey, but in thy belly it shall be bitter. That represents digesting the whole book. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek Yahweh understand all things. If you don't, evil men understand not judgment, that means you're a reprobate. That's 2 Corinthians 13, verse 5. And when you look up the word reprobate, it means a man void of the law, void of understanding. Isaiah 6 and 9, everybody should know what that is. Isaiah 6 and 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. So there's certain people that go into the scriptures, they can't see it. They'll say, well, I don't see it. Yeah, you don't see it because the Most High did not open up your eyes to see it. Isaiah 44 and 18. They have not known nor understood, for he that shut their eyes, that they cannot see, and their hearts that they cannot understand. So let's use, for example, the MOTB. If you can't see it, and you just you don't know what it means, but you're saying it means this, or it means that, or it means the other. That means Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is clearly not dealing with you. Isaiah 28 and 9, precept upon precept, we know that. Isaiah 33 verse 19. Let's see what that says. And by the way, when we say the MOTB is a micro C-hip, there's no doubt about it. That's 100% correct. It's not that and a bag of chips. It's talking about one thing, the MOTB, the micro C-hip. Are you sure? Yes, we're a billion% sure. We're 1,000,000,000% sure. And if you don't listen and it comes and you take it, that's on you. That's on you. The scripture set us up to be watchmen. The Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 spoke about blowing the trumpet and giving an uncertain sound. When you say the MOTB is an embargo or sin in all of its forms, then you're not playing the right song. You're messing up the song. You got somebody that sings a famous song, then they go on concert and then they mess up the words. You want your money back. Oh, I'll give you a perfect example, and Apostle Bob brings this up. When Whitney Houston tried to make a comeback, she went to Australia, right? And I believe she sung the national anthem or whatever she sung. And that's out there, man. She sounded terrible. And the people booed her because she was known as The Voice. Whitney Houston sang her ass off. She came from a family. Dionne Warwick was her aunt. Her mother was a great singer in the gospel. That girl sang her ass off. The best rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, the Star Banner, whatever it's called, Star Spangled Banner, whatever, tongue twister. That was a classic. That was a classic. So she got fucked up on drugs and all that. She tried to make a comeback. She did this concert. People booed her, and they were interviewing. It was in Australia. They said that was just terrible. That was terrible. What's wrong with her? I want my money back. Well, it's the same thing. This truth is a song, man. This is a song right here. When you come across the word song or sing in the scriptures, it's not just talking about somebody singing a song. It says, and I'm going to go into that. It says, thou shalt not see a fair people, a people of a deeper speech than thou canst perceive, meaning what? Meaning what? When we speak to these people, we're not speaking to them in a foreign language, but they're giving us a look like you're speaking a foreign language. Well, we're speaking a spiritual language. When we say this means that and the scripture that means that, and you buck up against it, that means you can't see it. We're telling you Christian, you black Christians, in plain English what it means, and you can't see it. It says, of a stammering tongue that thou canst not understand. Meaning we taking with these scriptures, the prophetic part of the scriptures mainly, and we're telling you what it means, and you're saying, no, it don't mean that. If the white man can't make it in the kingdom, I don't want to be there either. Well, guess what? You ain't going to make it. You're going to have to come back again. And you're not going to burn in hell. Esau's not going to burn in hell. I'll give you a couple more. Hebrew 5 and 12. Hebrew 5 and 12. Y'all should notice what scripture this is. Y'all should notice by heart. But I'm going to go through it. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk and not a strong drink. Strong meat. If you give a baby, an infant baby meat, they'll choke, they'll die. You got to give them milk, breast milk. So what is a strong meat as far as the scriptures is concerned? It's the deeper things of the scriptures. Like, I'm going to give you an example. The grape doctrine was meat. That's not given to everybody. So what happened when Brother Polite came down and brought up the rape thing? The main camp that came up against us was the IUIC. And then we said, well, if you go into Hebrew, well, they can't see it. They said, well, we don't go into the Hebrew. Well, if you're a scholar, if you claim to know the scriptures, you have to go into the Hebrew, man. When King James gave the order out, I believe it was 47 scholars. There were Greek scholars that dealt with the New Testament and Hebrew scholars that dealt with the Old Testament. If you got the red Bible, which we got, the Oxblood Bible we call it. When you open up, it's the opening to the book, and it's King James saying that we brought together these books and wrote it in English, blah, 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 blase, blase. And then he made a statement. He said, we go through this book, and this book is constantly revised, meaning they go back. When they made the first edition of the King James Version, some years later, they had to rewrite certain things. They said, well, we was off on that. The Hebrew word really means this, and the Greek word means that. So in order for you to truly understand the Bible like a scholar, you have to understand some Hebrew, and you have to understand some Greek. So now the word for grape, going into the Hebrew, Deuteronomy 22, 25 verse or 28 verse, one word is Ainah, the other word, what was the other word? I can go to it, but Ainah was one of the words, and they said, well, that's what it means. It means to take somebody by force. The IUIC couldn't see it because they don't go into the Hebrew. They don't go deep enough. They don't go deep enough into what's going on. If I tell you, yo, man, I seen your woman, some dude smack her palm the ass, and then you say, nah, that shit wouldn't happen. She told me she loved me. And then you don't say, and then you cut me off. I don't want to be your friend no more. And then you don't say to yourself, well, let me get a private investigator to see if that's true. Remember what I said? Trust but verify. 3 or 4 guys told you that, and you're going to cut all them guys off? You're a complete asshole. You're a dummy. And that's why we haven't changed. That's why these guys, that's why the IUICs, see you guys great little girls, 6-year-old little girls and little boys, they're calling us Moes now. They're calling us Moes. So what behavior do you call that? That's called childish behavior, man. Because they can't say, well, you're going off on this. We're telling them they're going off on the scriptures. They're saying that we're doing things that we haven't did. We ain't never said we dealt with no six. But guess what? The main judge is going to judge them guys. Watch, that's his new spirit. Watch what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to do to the IUIC. They broke it up before. Bishop Nate and them, they had the 12 tribe abduction in the house. That place, after they kicked us out, that place was a hot mess. Oh, they tried to get a school because at 126, this guy had it, a mafia had it, and they had trouble with the mafia, so they said, we're going to open up our own school. They went to get the school down the street, and as soon as the last couple of days before they made that deal, there was a major fire in there, and they couldn't get that school. So I got a couple more. Hebrew 36 and Isaiah 36 and 11. Then said Eliakim and Shebna and Joah and Rabshakeh, speak, I pray thee, unto thy servants in the Syrian language. That's Aramaic. They say the book of Daniel was written in Aramaic, which was the language or the writing of the Babylonians. For we understand it. This is the Israelites saying to other Israelites, speak unto us, speak, I pray thee, unto thy servants in the Syrian language. So at that time, during the time of the Babylonians, you had a lot of Israelites that didn't speak Hebrew. Just like over here in America. When we teach you in English. For we understand it, and speak not to us in the Hebrew, the Jews' language, in the ears of the people that are on the wall. What was the Septuagint? Why was the Septuagint put together? For the Israelites that didn't speak Hebrew, that spoke Greek. King James was written in English, that was written out of the Hebrew and the Greek. Okay, Isaiah 56, 10, 11, it speaks about loving the slumber. These pastors and ministers. I give you these last two. No, actually, yeah. Let me go give you Jeremiah 9, verse 12. Who is the wise man that may understand this? And who is he that whom the mouth of Yahweh hath spoken, that he may declare it? What are we declaring to you? The prophecies. For what the land perisheth and is burnt up like a wilderness that none passes through. Now, ultimately, that's talking about America. Ultimately, that's talking about America. Remember, our land was destroyed. The temple was destroyed. We were scattered. So now it applies to Esau. So this precept right here applies to Esau. It says, the mouth of the Lord hath spoken, that he may declare it. For what the land perisheth and is burnt up like a wilderness that none passes through. So when Babylon is completely destroyed, no man is going to pass through it. When it says in Amos 9, when it says speaks about the matter of fact, let me go ahead and get it. Amos 9. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. That's talking about the Israelites. Most High going to destroy Israel from off the face of the earth, meaning going to scatter them. Now this applies to Esau, and this is talking about Babylon. So this is twofold. Not Daniel. Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. The curses that came upon us is now coming on Esau. Esau ain't built for this hell. When Esau get homeless, they'll go all the way down, man. Esau's not doing good at all. A lot of these Edomites that's losing their money, you know what they're doing? They'll write a insurance policy against themselves and have somebody kill them. Meaning they're suicidal, but they'll make it look like they got killed. Because if you commit suicide, that insurance policy is null and void. There was a special on that on HBO years ago, but it was all Edomite men that wasn't doing good, and they would set up a insurance policy. There was one guy that he took a balloon and attached it to a 9. Then he shot himself in the head, and when he died, the balloon would take the gun away. And somehow I think his finger got stuck on the gun. So then when they found the guy, they said, "Nah, this guy, he committed suicide, so his wife and his children don't get the policy." Okay, give me a second here. Okay, Ezekiel 3 and 6, and I'm gonna close on this. It said, "Not too many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely, had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee." So when we speak, we're not going. This goes hand in hand with what is that? Isaiah 36 and 11. We're not saying anything in a hard language. So when we say that the MOTB is a micro C hip, if you teach otherwise, Most High is clearly not dealing with you, or you took the bag. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom, on to the next one. Shalom.